Big, 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 big E. Big, big, big E.
Hello and welcome to an enlightening episode of The Big E. On tonight's show, we'll be taking a peek behind the scenes and exploding a few myths behind the glitz and glamour of life in the fast lane. And I'll be in England revving it up with a 90s biking hero, so keep your motor running.
And in Spain, I'll be finding out how professionals make things go bump in the night.
And in Italy, I'll be taking you to the only DJ school in Europe.
And in Poland, we're going behind the scenes of the rag trade.
And in Switzerland, we'll be finding out why television cameramen are disappearing from the television news.
And in Ireland, we'll be going behind the camera with someone you just might recognise to find out more about the process of prosthetic.
After the break, we're riding side saddle with Britain's answer to Evel Knievel, plus we're off to school with the Italian spin doctors.
Motorbikes. What is it about them that makes testosterone levels soar and grown women moist? Marlon Brando, Steve McQueen, Jack Nicholson and Marianne Faithfull have all benefited from 600 cc's of throbbing metal between their thighs. So we have come to the unlikely location of Bromley to meet a man who makes Evel Knievel look like a big girl's blouse as we follow his attempt to break the world record and jump 21 juggernauts. Hello, Chris. How did you first get into all this lark?
Well, mainly I'm from South Wales and there's only about collieries down there. My father used to be a miner and I wanted more of an exciting life. I wanted to travel the world, which I've ended up doing in 19 years of jumping, so I'm quite pleased.
But why do you actually do it?
I just like doing something out of the ordinary and I've become very... There's only 8 of us in the world that's doing this, so it's a pretty unique thing to do, or to want to do, I should say. But, you know, I know what I'm doing now. I've been doing it for 19 years and during that time I jumped 18 double-decker buses, 20 juggernauts, the world distance record 241 feet. As I say, I've been in the Guinness Book Records twice. It'd be nice to get in there a third time.
So what goes into it? Do you actually spend a lot of time practicing for this?
Yeah. I've been practicing about 3 weeks now, flat out, you know, jumping every day. And off my portable ramp, I'm doing about 110, 115 feet sometimes.
Is there a downside to this job?
Landing on the other side, I suppose.
Are you actually scared?
I am really, yeah, because obviously it is a fair distance, 250. He's got to go 252 to beat the world record. And also, you know, he's got 2 lovely children. And yeah, I am scared really.
Initiating test procedure. Please fasten your seatbelts.
I'm a bit worried about Daddy.
A bit worried about him? Why are you worried about him?
He was talking about he might hurt himself and I'm getting very worried about that.
How many trucks are actually going underneath the
There's 10
scaffolding?
underneath this. This is a safety canopy.
Right.
Just like a trapeze artist has a safety net. I might be a daredevil, but I'm stupid.
The actual total number of vehicles here is 21, giving an approximate gross length of 251 feet, which is 1 truck more than his last world record, which he hopes to beat today, and he will. And he'll do that in style.
Is this the last of them?
Well, what's your paintwork, mate, as far as you know he's like? Now watch him get out!
If I look at it from the point there of takeoff and follow that through, I gain your night.
Before you start coming down on the land,
right
yeah, you're going to be... So those last three trucks per there, you're going to be up the peak of it, isn't it?
Yeah, about 30 foot up. It look fantastic. It's just this wind out the window instead. Good mechanic, isn't he? Huh? Not just my bike, like you're seeing in my banner. It's slightly out. It's slightly
that way.
The handlebars are that way. Needs to come. Yeah, the front is out.
For the bar straight. Yeah, she stayed there that time. Oh, in fact, she's gone the opposite way.
No weird.
Strange.
Must be the ground, yes.
This jump here, what are you doing with it? Or why are you doing these jumps now?
To get the tracking sorted out. The tracking's slightly off. What that means, when you're on the handlebars straight, the wheel can be sort of veered off to one side or the other. My guideline on the takeoff ramp is my indication of where I'm going to land the other side, which is crucial and bang on, you know.
The most punishing part for the bike is actually the takeoff point there at the base of that one when it compresses fully out, and then she got a rebound, and then so take off, it's not a problem. And then the big compression landing is that actually when he hits the floor, the first millisecond of when it bottoms out. And when it hits that floor, as long as he gives it the gas with the throttle, he'll be away, no problem. He can be skew if he can be doing what he wants. As long as he gives it the big throttle, it'll ride it out, no problem. That's my motto for today, no problem. Easy. I'm not on the bike, it's easy. Don't he look sexy in them leathers? I wouldn't though.
I give him a tenner to say that. My little daughter said to me this morning, she goes, "Oh, Daddy, I don't want you to do this jump." Made me feel so guilty, you know. I said, "Well, don't watch. Wait until Daddy's finished and I'll come over and give you a cuddle." Irresponsible dad, eh?
Take a breather for a minute and we'll talk to you in a minute, yes? Right, okay. He's going to take a breather, is our Chris. He did quite well. He hit the lorry on the first one, he hit the level ramp on the second one. Let's see if we can see a landing mark.
How do you feel? How are you feeling?
I'm glad it's all over. It's been daunting for the past week that we've been here in the preparations for the jump. You know, you're full of the doubt factors go through your mind, but you know, I'm pleased that I got away with that totally unscathed.
No, listen, your manager's given me this. What is that, actually?
That's just part of my bike that broke off on landing. When I went off the edge, I thought that was it. Yeah, I thought I'm going to be hospitalised. But I'm just pleased that it's all over with.
And to put himself into the record books. Linda Mitchell has the story.
For Chris Bromham, who only passed his motorcycle test in February, the day began early. The job ahead, to jump over 21 juggernauts, more than 250 feet at 100 miles an hour. He'd already jumped over 20 back in 1986, but he vowed to break his own record in memory of his wife Donna, who died 3 years ago. Conditions today were perfect, apart from the side wind which threatened to blow him off the thin black line. An inch either way on takeoff could mean the difference between life and death.
I'm a great believer that, you know, you're not just put on earth just to exist. It's up to you to do your best and give it your best shot and keep on doing it, whatever you're good at.
After some last-minute checks, a 490cc Yamaha and a hug for his biggest fans, daughters Natalie and Natasha, Chris Bromham was ready for the off. Distraught family members looked on. There was nothing they could do. No one knew what the 20 minutes would bring. The second attempt saw Chris clear all but one of the juggernauts, but on landing, his bike clipped the ramp and he barely managed to keep control.
I'm just glad I got away with it totally unscathed. I've led a risky life for nearly 20 years. It's just important for me to just see sense now.
And so Chris Bromham calls it a day. But for Natalie and Natasha, one safe dad is worth more than a handful of world records. In Bromley, this is Linda Mitchell for London Tonight.
And that's all from us this weekend. Thank you for watching. We'll be back with more news for you starting in GM.
A Swansea stuntman who gave up his dangerous career to look after his children has been drawn back to the risky world of motorbike jumps over lorries and double-decker buses.
Yes, Chris Bromham gave it up after his wife Donna died. She was hit by a safety van during a stunt show. But the lure of dangerous sports proved too strong for him, and this weekend he was back in the saddle.
For Chris Bromham, who only passed his motorcycle test in February, the day began early. The job ahead, to jump over 21 juggernauts, more than 250 feet at 100 miles an hour. He'd already jumped over 20 back in 1986, but he vowed to break his own record in memory of his wife Donna, who died 3 years ago. Conditions were perfect, apart from the side wind which threatened to blow him off the thin black line. An inch either way on takeoff mean the difference between life and death.
I'm a great believer that, you know, you're not just put on earth just to exist. It's up to you to do your best and give it your best shot and keep on doing it, whatever you're good at.
After some last-minute checks on the 490cc Yamaha and a hug for his biggest fans, daughters Natalie and Natasha, Chris Bromham was ready for the off. Distraught family members looked on. There was nothing they could do. No one knew what the next 20 minutes would bring. The second attempt saw Chris clear all but one of the juggernauts, but on landing, his bike clipped the ramp and he barely managed to keep control.
I'm just glad I got away with it totally unscathed. I've led a risky life for nearly 20 years. It's just important for me to just see sense now.
And so Chris Bromham calls it a day. But for Natalie and Natasha, one safe dad is worth more than a handful of world records.
What a brave man. Well, that's it for this Monday's Wales Tonight. Joel will bring you an update later at 10:30.
Yes, join me then if you can, but for now, from Kevin, Steve and myself, bye-bye.